A rising tide lifts all boats is a sculpture that I've designed for Emory for its remembrance and reflection garden. And this sculpture uses some of the symbolism that I've worked with in the past with my sculptures. And some of that symbolism is the waves, the water, as well as the boat form. And there is also a flock of birds here. And the imagery, the way that it's combined, my intention was to create a space where there is something that looks like hope and the future blossoming out of this space. A rising tide lifts all boats is made from copper, stainless steel, and bronze. My thinking in this piece is that people will want to come and spend time in this environment and also want to be able to touch the piece. And why I chose copper for the waves, one, it patinas so nicely, and two, I was reflecting upon a sculpture in Italy, in Florence. It's a sculpture of a bull and it's made of bronze. And you can see there's a little story that if you visit this sculpture and you touch it, then you'll return. And so people always want to return to Florence. And so they touch the sculpture and you can see the patina where it's been worn away and adjusted and looks different. So my thinking in creating the waves is that the patina will alter over time.
It is a welcoming piece of sculpture. We hope we'll get other pieces of sculpture out here, but I think it is the perfect location for people to come and sit and admire and to read about it and to enjoy this beautiful piece of property and enjoy this welcoming piece of sculpture.
I think this sculpture being kind of the first really big piece we're going to have at this park really sets a beautiful standard for what we want to have all around the whole acreage, which is 77 glorious acres of space. So there's a lot of space for statues and for public art. And I think the public art piece of it, when we were thinking about being able to bring in such a nice piece, is what was a really big part of the discussion then. So I think this is a great kickoff for what's going to come with the art here at Legacy Park.
This wonderful sculpture, Sacred Sunset Spiral, I was kind of on the fence about it, right? And I was just like, I like it, and then it just totally just took on a whole mind of its own and warmed up, and it just kind of sculpted its way into becoming a piece of the office. So, you know, it adds character and it brings prestige. It's something other than the ordinary.
I think I saw it 5 years ago, and I was just like, I love it. And then it went on the belt line, and it looked as though I couldn't get it. It seemed so far off, and then somehow we made it work 5 years later. I love it, and I am happy every day that I drive in. I think I look at the sculpture before I look at the building. And I'll tell you, the biggest thing is love, because I could have had this in my backyard, and then a select few people could see it. But I talked to a friend of mine, and we were talking about when I was thinking about purchasing it, and we talked about the fact that we could have public art. And really, I'm an art collector, so I have many pieces I've collected. But this is one of my favorites, right? And I get to share the love I have for this work and the person who created it, which is you, with the world. So people get to walk by and know that I care about them, that I want to share this love of art, this love of beauty with them. It like shows to me that this piece belongs to the community.
It looks like it was made for this house. I mean, it is so gorgeous and dramatic and beautiful. And it's just going to be such a pleasure to walk in this room every day and see that. I'm really excited about it. And you know, I got the idea from that postcard you sent me that had a smaller, sort of different, but the same pieces on it. And it's just fabulous. It's just better than I could have imagined.
I had the opportunity to work with my hands very often. So I enjoyed using the hammer and the instruction because I think art is so important. So it was putting a little piece of me into something that I'm going to be seeing for years.
What I get out of the experience of working with people from the community is I get the joy and delight that they get, and it becomes almost contagious. Because here are these people who may sit at a desk working at a computer all day long, or whatever their job is, right? And they have an opportunity to come in and work with their hands. And I get to see their delight. I get to see their wonder. And I get to see how special it is, what I take for granted, what I do every day.
My intention is for the viewers to find themselves in my work. For me, creating work is a meditative process. This is where wonder lives and grows. The images that I use in my work relate to the journey of life, both observed and experiences. My surroundings and experiences also influence the materials that I use, as well as the process. Copper is a metal that is very connected to the sea. It is oftentimes used in nautical environments, on boats, and it patinas in a beautiful way near the water. I hope that these sculptures bring people joy, and I am appreciative of the opportunity to create a piece for this park.